Hey guys, it's Amber. So today I'm going to be doing a review on the L'Oreal new Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. So I saw some other reviews on this and it looked like a great product, so I thought I would go ahead and give it a try. Now, I used to have really dry skin and I used to have a lot more acne. I have rosacea, so I have redness that covers over my nose, through here, forehead, on my chin, and typically I always have to use a primer to get my foundations to last. I thought I would give this a try. And the first color that I bought was 105 Natural Beige. And let me give you a little swatch of this. So I tried to compare it to one of the other foundations in the drugstore that I knew that I liked. The problem is these bottles, they really don't show you the color of the foundation, so it's really hard to find. So this is the first color I got. And although it did match some areas of my face, overall it looks too dark. Especially right here on my jawline and right through here. I just did not like the look of it, and I just felt like it did not, even though I can make it work and kind of blend it out and bronze it up, I just didn't prefer the look of it. So I went ahead and picked up the 102 Shale Beige, and I'll show you what that looks like. This one is much better match for my skin tone, has more of a pink tone base than the yellow toned, and you can see what a difference those are. So this Shale Beige I actually used all over my face, and I'll go ahead and demo that in a minute, so don't worry, I'll show you how I put it on. And then I actually did use some of the darker color, and it was nice because I could use it kind of in my cheek and around my hairline a little bit, just to give me a little bit definition like I would a bronzer. And then as I get more tan, I can mix these together and create kind of a mid-tone shade. So it's nice to have two different colors, and then if I get real tan this summer, I could go ahead and move up to the darker shade. So as I was saying, I used to have more dry skin. As I've changed up my skincare routine and gotten a little bit older, I found my skin getting more oily. I am definitely getting to be combination, and I've got an oily T-zone, which is something that I didn't have before. So I was very excited to try a matte foundation now that my skin wasn't so dry, because I felt like it wouldn't just make me look like a cake face like matte foundations used to when I had more dry skin. So one thing I will say about this foundation is it does set very quickly. So I like to just work in small areas, and I have liked applying it with a brush, a beauty blender. In the demonstration, I just used my fingers just to show you, like, if that's all you've got, that's how the foundation will look kind of thing. Because sometimes I know it's hard to be able to afford all the different brushes and all these different things. So I just wanted to do really plain and simple, just use my fingers in this tutorial. Next thing is it does go to a very powdery finish. And I do not have any powder on my face. I actually use a little bit of a cream to powder blush and a little bit of highlighter. And I did not put any concealer on my face whatsoever. So this is the exact coverage that you'll get from the foundation. And it's a really nice finish, and it is definitely more of a powdery finish, so definitely loving the matteness. Another thing I've noticed is that I don't have like a greasy feeling to my forehead, but at the same time you can see that it's kind of a demi-matte where you can still see like the texture of my skin, and not that I have shine, but I just have a little bit of luminosity still to my skin, and I don't feel like I've got this very cakey face. So I love this foundation. It stayed on me all day without a primer. Like, seriously, at night I took off my foundation. It was a little worn away around my nose because I've had a little bit of allergies lately. And you know, there might have been a few pimples or something that might have poked up during the day. But overall, like, the finish was awesome, and I'm kind of sure this is going to be my new holy grail foundation. So this is a complete rave. I am loving this foundation. I love how it looks. I'm much happier since I got the lighter color, because when I first got the darker color, I'm like, I love the coverage, but the color isn't right. And you know, there's just some things you just can't work around. When the color isn't right, you gotta get that fixed. I went to two different stores, and at one store they only had about 6 shades, but then I went to a bigger Walmart and they had quite a bit more shades. So if you're having a problem finding a shade for you, maybe go to a bigger store that has a little bit more selection. And then again, it's kind of hard to find your shades, so you might have to grab a couple, and you can always return them if they don't work for you. I decided just to keep mine because I feel like I'll still use it during the summer. Or another thing you can do is go ahead and look online for swatches and things like that. There's got to be somebody that you know that has your skin tone, a blogger, you know, any of us girls here on YouTube. Try to find a good match for you. Now I will say that there was one lighter shade than this. So if you're very, very fair, you might have a hard time finding a shade. There's porcelain, but the porcelain shade in the swatches I've seen does look quite a bit lighter than this. So that's kind of my overall review, and I'll go ahead and show you the demo. All right, so I'll go ahead and show you how this applies. So I'm going to be using this shade that matches me a little better, and then I'm just going to use this a little bit around my cheekbones just to do a little bit of contouring with the product. And again, I'm not going to be using any primer. And just to show you the ease of this product, I'm actually just going to apply it with my fingers. That way you can see how it would look if you don't have any brushes or beauty blender or anything. Okay, now I'm going to use a little bit of the darker shade. This isn't going to make a huge difference. It's not going to like contour my face or anything. It's just going to give it a little bit of depth, and because I have the second shade, why not use it up? Then in the summertime, you know, when I get tanner, I can use this one. I've got a lot of redness. Sometimes it's nice to use a little bit darker shade because it seems like the redness peeks out through the lighter shade a little bit easier. I'll just kind of put that on the tip there. Like I said, it's not that far off, so it's not going to be drastic, but you can see just kind of that little bit of shading it gives me there. So this is without concealer or powder or anything. I didn't even take it down on my neck, and it really actually blends really good. And that's everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later.